let's assume loosely that we're gunning for 100x, that $1,000 is going to become $100,000, or that $5,000 is going to become $500,000. That's real motivation.
A 100x return is transformative. Turning $1,000 into $100,000 fuels dreams of freedom and opportunity. But such rewards come with risks, requiring strategy, patience, and resilience. It's a powerful vision, but staying grounded is key to navigating the journey responsibly.
To me, it boils down to having a very culty community. So everything I look at on-chain and off-chain and on social media is to try to measure that cultiness, to try to measure that passion, try to measure that inspiration in the community. I want to be buying category leaders, or at least like a top 3 coin of each category. In meme coins, there's dogs, cats, there is real memes, masculinity memes, there's AI memes now, there's movement coins, whatever. And you always want to buy the leader. Why? Because just like we had with alts, and I think it's going to be the same thing with memes and just in the world at large, it's going to be a winner-take-most distribution where the first coin is going to take the majority of the pie, maybe the second and the third is going to have some, and then it's a long tail. So you don't want to be buying like cat coin number 20 on chain number 7. That's not going to be a winner, you know? You want to be buying a leader. Because when institutions are going to be dabbling in memes, which they already are, but there is going to be the case even more next year, they're going to be buying the leader, right? If they want to buy a cat, they're not going to be buying cat number 20, they're going to be buying cat number 1 or 2. Same thing with all of the other meme coin categories. So that's one thing. I focus on category leaders. Second thing is, I think we're going to see a transition from like purely funny memes or jokes to like slightly more serious memes. That's another theory I have. The third theory I have is we're going to see a transition from animal memes to non-animal memes. And you've kind of been seeing that a little bit over the past 3 or 4 months.
In the world of meme coins, success boils down to one key factor: having a passionate, almost cult-like community. To truly understand the potential of a coin, I focus on everything: on-chain data, off-chain activity, and social media trends, to measure the community's passion and inspiration. The strategy? Always aim to buy category leaders. Whether it's dog coins, cat coins, AI memes, masculinity memes, or movement coins, the leaders, the top 1, 2, or 3 coins, dominate. It's a winner-takes-most card game. The first coin in any category often grabs the lion's share of attention, while the second and third may claim smaller slices. The rest? They fade into the long tail of irrelevance. Institutions are starting to dabble in meme coins, and next year this trend will grow. But when they invest, they'll go for the top coins in each category, not the 20th ranked cat coin or the 7th chain coin. That's why picking leaders is crucial.
It's organic and it's a cult. Once a coin is on a bunch of tier 1 exchanges, maybe it matters a bit less, but before it gets from 0 to 1 billion, you need that idle wealth. Like if you go on Sui or whatever, like there's just not that much idle wealth parked there. Like billionaires there's not that many billionaire Sui holders or billionaire USDT holders on Sui, right? But there are a lot of very wealthy people on Sol and a lot of very wealthy people on ETH. And actually a lot of very wealthy people on BTC.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and so because of that, that money can flow to the meme coin very quickly. I look at on top of all of these things, I look at a lot of things on chain. I look at how diamond-handed the community is. And you can measure this in a variety of ways on chain. I've tweeted about this many times. How decentralized it is. Whether there was any bundling or sniping. Whether there were any pre-sales. Obviously, we don't want any of these things. There's like 9 different ways to measure decentralization. I believe the more decentralized it is, the better. Why? Because then you have essentially a bigger army working for your bags. There's a sweet spot there as well. Like you don't want 3 people owning all of the supply, like without mentioning any names is the case with some of these coins. But you also don't want like 1 million people owning $1. There's a sweet spot. In my opinion, that sweet spot is kind of measuring people that have $1,000, that have like $5,000, because let's assume loosely that we're gunning for 100x, that $1,000 is going to become $100,000, or that $5,000 is going to become $500,000. That's real motivation. You know, that's like a make it number for a lot of middle class, upper middle class people or whatever. In terms of price action, I buy coins that are at least 3 or 4 months old. Why? In my experience, just observing the markets, cult building takes at least like 8 to 12 months. It's almost like a a plane that needs a landing strip to take off. You want the coin to have undergone 2 or 3 60 to 70% or more corrections. Why? Because then that acts as a test. That acts as an exam testing the community's resolve. And if community has survived 70, 80% dips a few times, that means that A, sellers are out, B, supply is now in the hands of either true believers or like new believers, and all of these things are very good for like making new highs, like building price structure, etc. So you want the sellers to be out, and you want to be joining when the sellers are gone, and now the supply is in the hands of true believers that are not, they're like such crazy believers that they're not even going to sell for a 10x, 100x. They're going to keep waiting for a 1000x. This is how you get those crazy moves, right? On the subjective side, I personally need to resonate with the meme, and ultimately, I think it's all about what I call inspiration per capita. Because the more an average participant is inspired, the more they're going to be motivated to create software for the meme coin, create websites for the meme coin, make merch for the meme coin, create media for the meme coin, do offline events for the meme coin, bull posting about meme coin, rating, reply guiding for the meme coin. And if you have 1 million people doing this, this thing is going to go viral, you know? And so we call this, what I just described, we call this free cult labor. Essentially, it's people making the coin their whole identity and providing not only their money, but also their time and their labor and their energy for the sake of this coin. This is a big part of why some tech alts have succeeded as well. And ultimately, you want to ask yourself, is this thing going to trigger this inspiration in people, right? And I think in the future, all of the best meme coins are going to be on every chain.